Okay, so here we are. We've got the Cadac Entertainer BBQ, and today we're going to do two really juicy T-bone steaks. Our luxury, we don't have them that often, 2 or 3 times a year I think, but when we do, we just enjoy these eaten on their own. Get them from our local butcher. I always ask for them thumb thick, so that's a gauge on the size, and they cost about 20 quid, so it is a luxury. But just to sit there and eat a barbecue T-bone steak is wonderful. And the reason it's a T-bone steak is because you've got that bone that runs through the middle that looks a bit like a T. So there you go.
And you get the two different steaks, don't you? Like isn't that the fillet?
You got the fillet and the, I don't know if that's a rump or the sirloin.
I think it's sirloin.
Yeah,
no,
I think it is.
Rump. I can't remember.
Anyway, how are we going to do this? Right, we've got the Cadac Entertainer. We're going to pump up the middle two.
Oh, don't forget we've got our grill mats on.
Hang on a second.
Oh,
we're going to pump up the middle two grills. So we've got one this side, one that side. We've got 2 barbecue mats here on there, sitting in the middle. Hopefully that will stop a lot of the mess and means that we can get some good cooking going on there. So I'm going to fire up. That lit straight away. That lit straight away. And what we're going to do now is get all that nice and hot, so when we put those T-bone steaks onto those barbecue mats, it gets all lovely and sizzly. I'm going to pull that down because that's going to help us to get the heat going on the inside. At the moment, if you look here, I don't know if you can see, is that clear? Let's have a look. There you go. It's about 25 coming up to 30 degrees, so we'll watch that climb and then we'll come back to you in just a second when we're ready to put those T-bones on. Okay, so about 5 minutes later, just enough time to pour ourselves a glass of wine.
Yeah.
As you can see, the temperature here, it's starting to head up to about 100, so it's about 80. Not that that has any bearing on what we're going to do. It's not that hot. You can still touch it there, so but it's just getting that those mats and things hot. Now, the reason why we use these barbecue mats is because it keeps that grill really, really clean and makes cleaning so much easier, doesn't it?
Because I don't like cleaning the barbecue.
So that's the reason why we use these barbecue mats. So let's take the first steak. Here we go. As I said, I don't know how much they weigh, but we asked for them thumb thick. Let's pop one on there and stick the other one on there like that. And they're both on those mats, so they're going to be nice, and you can just about hear that sizzling starting to come through. What I'm going to do is pull that lid down just for 2 minutes, just so it gets everything up to temperature and we can start cooking, and then we'll come back and have a look just to see what's going on inside that barbecue. So that's about 3 minutes, 4 minutes-ish, so let's just lift that lid and you can see that heat there. You can see what's going on there. Look, you can see there as well how that is actually staying on that barbecue mat, and it's stopping us actually from having to clean that grill. So that's really good. You can hear that sizzling, and we're going to leave those sizzling away on there for just another few minutes. Smell. It's that beefy, gorgeous, cooky, barbecue, yummy. There's not a lot of fat on these actually. If you can see.
It's really difficult to, because there's lights on it. Just turn this around a bit.
Do you want to pause it and then we'll...
Oh, that's better. You can really see it now.
Excellent. So if you actually look here, there's not a lot of fat on these T-bone steaks, and I did notice the builder. They could come from a builder. The butcher does trim a lot of the fat off before he actually weighs it. So I think that's really, really good. So we don't get charged for all that extra fat. So there's some really good lean steaks there. So we're just going to keep them on there, sizzling away, just on that barbecue. Just keep them there nice, and we're going to turn that one over now, just to see You see we've got a bit of colour going on there. Absolutely.
I like the way that the barbecue mats as well also keep the lines of the barbecue underneath it.
There you go. So we'll just keep them going. We're going to lower that lid so they can all come back up to temperature and really start to get them cooking, and then come back to you in just a few minutes. Right, back 5 minutes later, and look at this dial. We're now up to, let's just zoom in there a bit, 150 degrees. So you can see how that temperature has gone up in 5 minutes, and we've still got only the 2 middle burners on the go. So this is good. We're not wasting a lot of gas. Let's lift that lid. Be careful because that's like an oven in there, and that's coming back. And look at that sizzling on there. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to turn them again. That meat is so tender, it's unbelievable. Let's just turn them over. That's one. So you're really getting that smell of cooked barbecue. Turn that one over there as well. Okay, so we're going to leave those there now for another couple of minutes. No, 5 minutes I think on this side again. And you can see all that mess is contained on that barbecue mat, which is absolutely fantastic. Yes, you're going to have to give it a bit of a wipe around because you get your splashes and your spits and everything else, but most of it is on that barbecue mat, which makes things a lot easier. Okay, you can even see how the steak is starting to crack, and that is a really good sign of a nicely cooked steak and a well mature beef as well. So 5 minutes and we'll be back again. Right, another 5 minutes. Check out that temperature gauge. Can you see that? Yeah. Just coming in about the 180s. That temperature is still rising inside, and that will help get a nice even cook on that. Pulling this up again, be careful because it's like an oven. You get a heat that comes back from it. Look at those 2 steaks. We're going to do one more turn of them. Turn that over.
Look at that.
Turn that over. Okay. Just one more turn. We're going to leave that there for another 5 minutes, and then they're going to be cooked. So we'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll look just to see what those steaks are like. Lid down, lid up here. I'm just going to turn this down to half mast because I don't want this going too high. Okay, but this half mast will still keep it at just the right temperature. So don't be frightened to turn the gas down if you're using the oven, because that keeps everything hot in there and you've still got that direct heat coming up to that grill. So it's also a good way of keeping the gas quantity down so you're not wasting too much gas, and also you're actually controlling that temperature. That's one of the beauties of one of these gas barbecues. So back with you again in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's just check in on that. 5 minutes later, don't forget I turned the gas down half, and look at the temperature up here. We're hitting about 180, so coming there just before the 120, so that's really good. So let's turn that gas off. So gas is now off. Lift that lid, stand back, and there we go. We've got some really nice steaks going on here. So I'm just going to pop one of these onto a plate. There we go. And the first thing, come back here, Mrs. T. If you have a look here, you can see how we've kept all that on that barbecue mat. And the good thing about that is so easy to clean. Just let that cool down in a bucket or in your sink with a bit of fairy liquid or other cleaning products are available. Just wipe it down and that goes back in there. So the same will be with that one, but also you can just quickly wipe round inside the barbecue and that is it. There is no hassle as far as cleaning is concerned. So what does this look like? Can we see it there? It's not too bright. Okay, let's just go into the thickest part of that steak. Just cut into that.
Oh, isn't that easy? Look.
Just have a look, see what it is. So you can see it's just a little bit pink in there. It's not rare because we're not rare people. just
I think they're pretty unique, quite frankly.
you can see there's just a little
that's
bit of
nice.
colour still going on in there. Okay, and if you just leave that just for a couple of minutes to relax before you dig into it, that should be so nice and tender. But I'm going to have a quick sneaky chomp, so bear with me. Absolutely. Oh, if you put all that in your mouth, you won't be able to speak. See, there you go. So you can see what we've done. You can look at the times that we've used this. If you like yours a bit more well done, leave it another 5 or 10 minutes. If you like it a bit rarer, reduce those 5-minute sections down to say 4 minutes at a time. But it does give you an idea of how to cook these really, really beautiful T-bone steaks on the Cadac Entertainer. Now we could have done 4 on here, we could have done 6. I think we could have squeezed in 8. So if you want to spend the money and feed all your friends with a T-bone, this is the way to do it. Look, if you found that of interest, please, please, please give us a thumbs up. We'd really, really appreciate it. And please don't forget to hit that red button and subscribe to the channel, because the more you subscribe, the more of things like this we can bring to you. That's it from us. We're going to tuck into our T-bones. Watch out for some more exciting videos about the Cadac Entertainer. And then after that, we're going to come and give this a wipe down so it's ready for the next time. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Stay safe and bye for now.